You're joking, aren't you? It's the Teesside chef. Scones! I've been wanting to do these for yonks, 'cause the ladies are right eager beavers for 'em, like. You'd think they'd go daft over chocolate or cream cakes or something like that, but no. Hands down, this is the best recipe to get the ladies all excited, like. I have no idea why. I just serve 'em up and sit back and take the plaudits. Some complicated psychology going on there, though, that's for sure. So let's get on with it instead of arsing about, eh? So 600 grams of all-purpose flour in your machine or your bowl. And you want to add 20 grams of baking powder to that. That's about 4 teaspoons. Then go in with 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And some herbs if you like. I'm using thyme here. A good pinch of pepper. And then blitz it all up in your machine to incorporate all those dry ingredients. Or give them a good stir together if you're doing this by hand. And while we're doing all that, let's settle this debate, eh? Is it scone or is it scone? It's a tough one. Well, it's scone. And anybody that says scone is worse than Genghis Khan, in my opinion. And he killed 40 million people. And just because he opened up trade routes between Asia and Europe, he doesn't get a pass for that. So now those dry ingredients are all mixed up, let's go in with our butter, eh? 150 grams of cold butter. It's got to be cold, because then you get dead flaky scones. And then we're going to blitz this all up in our machine until it's like breadcrumbs, or if you're doing it by hand, rub it in with your tickling sticks. And lads, or lasses, the ladies will crawl over a Premier League footballer to get to you if you serve these up, remember that. So now we've got all that ready, we're going to tip all this into a bowl here. Get it all in there in our bowl, and then we're going to have a little bit of a faff on with it. And then we'll check the texture, check there's no big massive lumps of butter in there by just giving it a little rub between our fingers. And when we're chuffed to bits with it, we can go in with our cheese. We've got 150 grams of grated cheddar cheese here, and we're lashing that in there, and we're going to chuck it about a bit in the dry ingredients to coat it all. I was just wondering there, I was on about Genghis Khan. He was the leader of the Mongol Empire. So is it all right to call him a right Mong? Or is that not acceptable either in these politically charged times? That's one for debate, that one, I think. Anyway, I'm going to be dead fancy now and put 2 tablespoons of Parmesan in here. Don't forget to tell everyone about this secret step. If you're a chap like me, say it in a dead conspiratorial way to the lass that you've got your eye on, and you'll be up her like a rat up a drain pipe by close of play. Probably. And if that's not enough, putting some chopped sun-dried tomatoes in there will really seal the deal. You'll come across like a right stud doing this, lads. Oh, for the lasses, wherever the female equivalent is. No derogatory language to describe the ladies here. Unless you say scone, of course. Then you're a right slag. So those sun-dried tomatoes look top of the pops in there, so we're going to give it a nice little stir around to coat them as well. So while we're doing all that, let's settle another scone debate. Do you put eggs in scones? Well, I mean, you can if you want. They're probably better in sweet scones, to be honest, but don't you dare put them in this recipe, or I'll batter you. So there's the scone debate fully boxed off. Hey, at this rate, I'll have time to sort out the Middle East and global warming in time for high tea. And what will I be serving for high tea? Scones! So we've added 2 teaspoons of mustard to 300 millilitres of milk there, and we're going to give that a good whisk up. And then we'll pour that into our dry ingredients. Pour it all in there. And then we're going to get a massive spoon, and we're going to stir these ingredients all together because it's quite a wet mix. So we're going to use this big blue lagoon instead of our meat hooks. And bring it all together sweet as, mate. And once we've got a proper grip on it and we've got it all under control, then we can start to work with it with our hands. Be gentle with it though, eh? Don't mash it too much. You're not 15 years old, up Eston Hills, eagerly mashing your girlfriend's dids. So just box clever, eh? Nice one. I knew I could count on you. So now that we've screwed the nut with this, let's belt on with the next stage. Now I like to get it on a little bit of baking paper here, plenty of flour on the baking paper because I'm dead paranoid about it sticking. But I don't want to use too much flour. So I'm really cooling my jets when I'm doing this now. And then we're going to roll it out here. Now, it's really, really soft, so you could probably just press it down with your hands. But I like to roll it out. Either way, it needs to be about a centimetre thick here. Ah, it looks beautiful already, that does there. And now we're going to fold it over. Now, if you fold it over and press it down again, then when your scones are baked, you'll just be able to rip them open easy as instead of cutting them with a knife. Nice little tip that for you. So when we fold it over, we just need to sort of tidy it up around the edges a little bit, maybe flatten it down a little bit with your hands. I like to give it another quick little roll with a rolling pin, just to make it all even. And now we're ready to cut these out with our cutter. So I'm flouring my cutter here, just to make it easy to cut these out, because they are quite wet and I don't want them sticking too much. So press your cutter in, but don't twist. Don't twist that cutter when it goes into that mix. If you twist it, the scones won't rise straight, see? And all this work will be for nought. So I'm making these ones quite small because I want these to be like finger food, if you like. So let's get them all cut out. These work big or small. You just have to adjust your baking time, depending on how big they are. Really small ones, about 16 minutes. Big ones, about 25. And we bake these at 200 degrees Celsius, fan setting in the middle of the oven. But before all that, we have to get them all cut out. And any excess needs to be worked again, but work it really, really gently. Make sure you don't waste any of this. And then that's what they should look like before they go in the oven. You can see that faint line through the middle where we folded them over. And now we're going to get them on our tray. You can put a bit of flour on this tray before you stick them in the oven, but you don't really need to do that. Make sure your oven's really well preheated though. You want it going into a boiling hot oven. Couple more crucial steps before they go in the oven though. So we're going to brush them with some beaten egg. That'll make them all nice on top and shiny and that. Golden. It'll also help them rise because of the moisture. But you don't want to get any of the egg down the side of them. Keep it dry on the sides. If you get any down the sides, I'm going to come round and give you a right-hander. All right? Oh, these are going to be class, these are. And now, because we're all teachers' pets, we're going to sprinkle some Parmesan on top, and that'll make them look all sophisticated and that. I love scones, me, like I do me. And then let's finish these off with a little bit of nose tickler. And an important step before they go in the oven, we want to let them sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. Let them chill out, and then get them whacked into your oven. Like I said, 200 degrees Celsius fan setting in the middle of the oven. 16 to 25 minutes, depending on the size. They should be golden on top and underneath when they come out, just like them. Look at them. They look absolutely unbelievable. Here, let's have a look at this one close up. Look how easy that splits open. Flaky as, mate. Lash a bit of butter on them when they're still warm and they'll blow your mind. Absolutely blow your mind. No wonder the lasses go crackers for 'em. Absolutely out of this world, kidder. Yeah, I'm getting dead carried away about these. Anyway, yeah, so in conclusion, if you want to impress the ladies, make these scones. If you want to enslave the ladies and murder millions of people, call them scones. And don't put any egg in unless you want me to come round and leather you. Either way, though, it's probably all good, because these are nectar. Really flaky, not cakey, and dead easy to makey. Quality, that one. Hey, come and see us again sometime, eh? All right, nice one. Catch yous later. Ta-ra.